And picked up some materials. Now I know I said I was going to use steel conduit, but I got into the store, actually felt the steel conduit, and it was pretty heavy, and it was actually a lot more expensive. So I got the exact same stuff I needed in plastic, which yes, it's a little bit flimsy, but I figured out if you put a brace every 2.5 feet, it's pretty solid. Don't mind the butterfly nut. But yeah, so not only was it cheaper, so much lighter, guys. And this is, like I said, it's just it's gonna be a 2-man, maybe a 3-man duck blind, so I'm trying to minimize weight as much as possible. That's why I chose the PVC pipe. I'm not gonna give you the total on what I spent yet, because I accidentally bought a couple wrong fittings, and I don't even know if I have enough fittings there. I bought the hardware store out of whatever they had. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Put a little stub piece right here and bolt it down to put the elbow on. I'm not really sure yet. I just gotta keep it out of the way of the motor, because this is a hand steer. So, and then I'm gonna be putting a brace up here, so that we can fit 2 to 3 guys in here. So I'm gonna see what I need. I believe I was gonna cut them 4.5 feet. Some tools you're gonna need are either a sawzall or a hacksaw. You can even use a chop saw if you really wanted to, and obviously just a tape measure, probably some sort of marking utensil. And yeah, so you're definitely gonna want primer, and you're gonna want glue for the PVC pipe. I also bought these few little screws here. That's just to mount these to the boat. I'm using these to mount the PVC down to the boat. So let's get started. So guys, I'm actually gonna start at the back of the boat, and to avoid this whole motor situation of running a bar from there to there, what I've done is cut 2 17-inch pieces. It'll give the motor enough room for wiggle room, and plus I can still hook my elbow on and I can mount it there. So I'm doing 2 17-inch pieces, one there and one here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those mounted down just like that, and then I can hook my elbows, glue my elbows on to there and there, and then I'll run a straight piece that way. All right guys, so I just went ahead and put these this little clamp on. This is just to hold it from wiggling side to side. It didn't have enough tension to hold it from sliding in and out, which I didn't think it was gonna anyways, but I got that one to hold it from coming up and side to side. And then I just used a sheet metal screw, well, roofing screw, and I put it back in the exact same hole that I screwed earlier. So that should work perfectly. Now to take this off, all you need to do is take that screw out, and then you can slide this whole piece out. So that works pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing onto this side, and I'll get back to you. All right guys, so now what we're gonna do is go ahead and prime these, and then glue the elbows on. Primer is a must, guys. You need to use primer, otherwise your glue won't get a good bond. So you want to make sure you prime the pipe, PVC pipe, and then you want to prime your elbows just like that. And then you take your glue, and, put some glue inside of there, put some little bit of glue on here, and then put it on there and twist it just like that. Make sure, if you're doing it the same way I am though, make sure before the glue dries that you put your screw back in and readjust the elbow accordingly. Otherwise, see, I gotta adjust it up a little bit like that. Otherwise, you're gonna end up having to re-screw another hole into your PVC pipe. So I'm going to repeat that to the other side and all the other joints that I glue together. But I'm going to show you all the cuts and how I'm going to do it. I'm just not going to show you the gluing process because there's no need. But you guys can see now I got the frame all kind of dry fitted. The backs are glued, but the long sticks are not glued inside of it, or in there. So now what I need to do is cut a 50.5-inch piece, and that will match me up with the back to make a perfect square. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just gonna go ahead and dry fit this on with some elbows now. So once you do that, you'll end up with a kind of a rectangle shape like this. And I'm going to take those other two mounts that I have, and I'm going to cross them this way on this bar right here, just like that, and right there. And then the whole frame will be stationary. Alright guys, so now what I've done, as you can see, I took it back apart on both sides, and I have taken off each side because I want to make this 10-footer, 10-foot blind. So what I've done is cut 3 inches off of each side, of one off this side and one off that side over there. Now the reason I did this is because I need to put a T like this, kind of, and hook that to the elbow with the 3-inch piece, and then into the T, and then from the T into the long piece. And these are going to be for our vertical braces that are going to be supporting the piece that's actually going to be holding the camo mesh. So I'm going to do one here. I'm probably going to do one in the middle and one on the end, and I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get this one built. Alright guys, and that's what that looks like. So I got the elbow held on by the back brace here. It's all glued up, and that leads into your T 3 inches away. I'm going to run vertical supports, and I'm going to run another one of these 2-inch piece, or one of the T's right here about midway on both sides, and then I'm going to run another T right over here 3 inches away from this elbow. So we'll have 3 braces holding up this blind. So I'm planning on doing the back side here. I'm planning on doing that about 3 feet tall, maybe 3.5. Depends on how tall we are when we sit in the boat. The front, I've kind of already figured out what I want to do there. I want to do it 2 feet tall. That will enable us to shoot over the top of it if we need to, if some ducks land or are getting, you know, low flyers, and then we'll be able to shoot up high as well. But for right now, I'm going to get in these other T's and glue this bottom frame together. Alright guys, just figured I'd give you a little update. I got the frame pretty much secured. It's pretty on there. So like I said, I used these 2 little whatever they are, pipe hangers, and did from there to there. Not pretty well fast in the front, can't go anywhere, and then fast in the middle, because this PVC pipe, like I said, it's like a wet noodle, so you got to have supports. I went ahead and ran it along the edge of this, which was my intentions, and then luckily it actually worked out perfectly where I could take out one of the oar lock screws. You can see that screw right there. I just took out this one and used a longer sheet metal screw, or tin screw, whatever you want to call them, and actually fastened it right into that same exact hole, so I didn't have to put any holes in the frame of the boat. So now that I got that done, I'm going to measure from this point right here on this T, center of the T, and then measure halfway from in between the 2 T's, and I'm going to put another T in right there. I do have to go back to the hardware store and pick up another T for this side, but for right now I'm going to do this one. Alright guys, I actually went to the hardware store. I got what I needed. So you can see right there, that is one of the walls. I was originally going to do every 2.5 feet and put a brace, but I found out I didn't really need to, because all it's hanging off here is that camo mesh, and it's really, the camo mesh isn't heavy, so it really doesn't need to be that sturdy. But so what you see right there is a 3-foot wall. That should be more than enough, and it is in fact removable if you ever wanted to. I did not glue these, so if it ends up being too shaky going down the road, what I'm going to do is I'll pop these out every time. Just pop them right out, and then I can lay the wall down in the blind, and we can set it up before we go out onto the water. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side, and then once I build this side, what I'm going to do, same deal up there, run the little stub 3-inch piece on this side, and then I'll have an angle coming down to a 2-foot front wall. So that's exactly what I'm doing, and we'll catch you when that's done. So I got the front done. I just need to cut 3 2-footers for the vertical supports. So that's what I'm going to do right now. There's 2 of them. I'm gonna cut the 3rd one off camera, but I just want to show you how they go. So it's very important that you do not glue these, because if you do glue them, you will not be able to take them out. So they just fit in there gently like that. Okay guys, so I didn't realize I probably didn't tell you about what the measurements are for this these bars here. Same thing on top and bottom. Basically whatever it is, what you're doing is taking 3 inches off each side of the 10-foot stick and then cutting that one piece right in half. And then you'll end up with it's a little over 10 feet for the wall, but that's fine. So just wanted to give you those measurements. All right guys, so I just got done building the front wall, and I think I'm already gonna change it a little bit. I cut 2 footers, but I didn't factor in that you're already starting about 1.5 inches higher off the top of the boat. Then you have a 24-inch stick, and then you're another inch higher, so you're at like, or another 1.5 inches higher, so you're already at like 27 inches tall, and that's just too high to shoot over. So I think what I'm gonna do is pop this out once the glue dries and stuff. I'm gonna pop it out and actually trim it down to about 18 to 20 inches, and I think that'll be a better fit. That looks a little better, doesn't it guys? So I actually brought the front side down to 20 inches, actually 20 and a half, I guess, 20 and a half inches. The back side is still about 3 foot, so looks way better. I got back in the boat and it's perfect height to shoot over, but there's still enough height to where you can tuck your head down and get down cover. But the thing is, I'm still gonna have, you don't really even have to duck per se, because the mesh is gonna come down the side, but it's also gonna go up and then over, and there's gonna be little shooting, you know, your own little shooting holes. So it's gonna look pretty sick. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna put on these 2 braces. I'm not gonna glue them, guys. Do not glue the braces, just in case you want to take them apart and lay the walls down inside of the boat. Like I said, I didn't glue these right here, so you can pop these right out, just like this. If you just well, it's hard to do one-handed, I guess, but if you just take and there you go, it's popped right out. And then when you're ready to build your blind for the day, or when you get to the water, you kind of gotta use 2 hands and then hold it and pop it down into place, and you're good to go. So now, like I said, what I'm gonna do is cut the brace from, or that leads from here to here. I don't know what it is for a measurement yet, so I'm going to take a measurement and get it cut. And like I said, the elbows are not going to be glued onto here, just in case you want to take it apart. I'm actually going to glue the elbows to the actual brace, and so that way there you can just snap them right on. Just like that. That is how I want the blind. So whenever you park against the bank, or wherever you're going to be parking, obviously that's the back, so you'd want that towards the weed bed. And then this will be the front right here. And then I'm hoping to get 2 to 3 shooters in here. By doing so, I'm going to be putting a plank from right there on the seat all the way down, and that way there you have a seat or whatever. And yeah, you should be able to fit 3 shooters in there easily. I'm going to take this thing off and get it painted.
goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul.
Now you guys might be asking me, why didn't I take it apart from the bottom and just leave the bottom rail on? And the reason I didn't is because I want it all together, so that way there, when I paint it, it's not putting a painted surface on where I have to put these connections together. Because if I did do it that way, you'd have to go through and sand every connection where it's just dry fit, get it to sand every connection so that it would actually go into the female fitting. So that's why I did it this way, and I'm gonna get this thing painted and we're gonna get it back on the boat so you can check it out. Guys, so while this thing is drying, I just wanted to give you the total of what you're gonna need to actually build this thing. So you're gonna need 12 half-inch tees. You're gonna need 8 10-foot sticks of half-inch PVC. You're gonna need 8 elbows, half-inch elbows, and you're gonna need a thing of glue and primer, which is that right there. And then you're gonna need 2 cans of spray paint to spray paint this thing after. Now, spray paint, is it needed? Not really. That can be at whatever you want to do. That can be your decision. I painted mine just because it'll help camouflage it a little bit better. So that was it for the PVC and the paint and the PVC glue and primer. Then you're gonna need these clips right here, which are 59 cents each. And then you're gonna need 8 self-tapping screws. So in order to build this just the way I did it, it's gonna cost $105 just for the blind frame, which isn't terrible. It's pretty sturdy, and guys, it's extremely lightweight, which makes it nice if you have a small boat like this one, where you're trying to get, reduce your weight capacity as much as you can, so you can fit all your gear and your guns and the people, and your decoys. Everything adds up, and when you have a small boat like this, you want to minimize weight. So yeah, $103. That brings the grand total up to $424.49. Now, I did say I bought these 2 motors, the 3.5 horse and the 7 horse. I bought them for $350. Didn't need 2. I wanted 2 just to make sure I had a spare. But I'm gonna say I spent $175 on the motor, cut it right down the center, and yeah. So for everything you see here, basically the blind, the motor, the boat, I did the flex seal here on the bottom, so it seals it all up nicely, and all the the paint and whatnot. $424. So I'm gonna put this blind back on the boat right now so you can see how it looks on there. And yeah, guys, and there you have the finished blind frame on the boat. I think it looks really good. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Remember, it's got all the quick connect things, so you can actually take these sides and fold them right in if you wanted to. I really like it. I really like it. So next week's probably going to be doing the camo netting, and then I'm probably going to do the lights for the front of the boat, and then the wiring for the lights. So that'll be a good episode to watch as well. And yeah, definitely let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you would have done differently. I think this is going to work for us good, and perfect size for this little boat here. So if you're not already, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share with your friends, family, and duck hunters you know. If you're looking for a build to do this, this is part 2. It's going to be probably at least a 4-part video. but I'm going to be putting out a new episode of this every single week. So if you do like these videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Goose season is 1 month away, and we couldn't be any more excited about it. So I can't wait to do some hunts out of this and make some videos, and catch you on the next one, guys.